cares how many interceptions or missed throws? It's
Oh,
about
who
the
cares?
catches.
I mean, there's an entire people of supporters that care.
Who cares? This is fantasy football.
show.
We're talking about fantasy football.
Good evening, degenerates, and welcome back to another episode of Degen Hours.
Fourth in the
It
series.
is the finale.
Oh, yeah.
The final episode of
We're
fantasy
not doing kickers and
football.
defenses?
We're not doing kickers and defenses. The final episode of
Kicker the
Degen
kicker.
Hours fantasy football rankings. We ran through tight ends. We did quarterbacks. We had a very heated discussion on running
Big
backs.
bets.
Oh, yeah.
If you
Hundreds of dollars worth of
If
bets.
you haven't
Laid
seen
some
that
money
after
down.
the end of this video, go ahead and watch the running back one. It was electric. This is the final one. We're doing wide receivers.
I love it.
We're doing top 10 wide receivers. I'm assuming this could get maybe equally as heated. Depends on a couple of the takes. Running backs was a little crazy. It got off the wagon a little bit. If like I said,
was
if you haven't seen it,
expected.
go
Right on
check
the
it out.
track.
Yeah.
That's all right on the track.
This is the last in the series. The next fantasy episode we post will be a full live mock draft. I am so excited
Do
for
it.
that. We finally get into the fantasy season. I mean, this is it. The last time we're doing preseason rankings, then we're doing fantasy mock draft. We're talking fantasy football, NFL win totals. We are in the swing
Yeah,
of
we're all in.
NFL
it's so
season.
lit.
We're getting to the end of July,
Degen
early
boys.
August. We're in early August now. I mean, come on. Fantasy football, I can smell it. I can taste it. Draft in a few weeks. Let's f***ing go. All right, we're getting into it. Wide receiver rankings, Degen Hours.
Woo!
It is time. Fantasy football rankings, wide receiver edition.
Woo!
We're doing top 10s. We're starting from 10, going all the way to number 1.
10-1.
And we're starting with Mr. Logic himself.
Oh,
Michael
well,
Yoon is kicking off the show. He hasn't started
Logic
any of the
Land?
episodes yet.
Wow.
So
We're going to
starting
Logic Land
in
already.
Logic Land.
Yeah.
Michael Yoon, you have the floor.
I might never
as
escape.
previously mentioned, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Logic Land. I'm your host, Michael Christopher Yoon, and we are going to start off with the number 10 wide receiver on my list. This is pretty hot. Starting off hot, Nico Collins.
That ain't hot. That's good. I like that.
Okay, well,
It's
maybe
a little spicy.
No, that's definitely pretty spicy.
Anyone
it's a
sweating a
little
little
bit of
I
a
don't think it's hot at all.
Serrano
I don't think it's hot at
jalapeno mix, you know. But you know, the only reason why is actually because I am so bullish on CJ Stroud. I think he's gonna have such a big year, and Nico Collins is his clear wide receiver
Loved
one.
him, yep.
So I mean, you know, let's go CJ, and I mean, kind of let's go Nico.
Okay, I like that.
Number 9. This is actually kind of similar to Tate's logic with Josh Jacobs, but Devontae Adams. He is
Love it.
Mr. Consistent. He seems to be reliable without needing a top tier quarterback. And
Bless you.
Hey,
And I mean, he's
Calm
Devontae Adams, Tay Adams. So you know that's that dog for sure.
he's a dog.
Number 8, AJ Brown. AJ Brown had a insane drop in his stats in the second half of the season, or in the later half of the season.
That whole team.
Yeah, that team. Just,
That whole team. Yeah, you're right. Okay, that's a fair point.
Except for Devontae Smith.
I think
Jake Elliott.
Devontae Smith
Jake Elliott.
kind of took his points, but I think he would be higher on my list if they didn't have Saquon. But I think because they're going to be so much more of a balanced offense, they're not going to be so pass heavy. Sorry. So that's why I have AJ at number 8. Number 7, I'm going to go Garrett Wilson. I mean,
Ooh.
wide receiver 1 with Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
This might actually be pretty low, but actually I know it's pretty low. But, you know,
it's really high for me.
Why?
Hi? You don't have him on your list?
I don't want to go through people's lists.
All right, no.
I
All
might
right.
keep going.
Sorry. So, yeah, anyways, he was able to only haul in 3 touchdowns last year. Obviously, with Aaron Rodgers, I think that number is going to go significantly up and thus more fantasy points. Number 6, this might be biased. It might not be biased. Puka Nacua. He is an absolute dog. He is fantasy production machine.
He's a really,
and on the
really,
Rams
really good.
offense, which is the fantasy offensive points
If you have
machine.
Matthew Stafford, you're gonna have a top 5 wide receiver.
Well, I was going to say
Exactly.
also, we know how Stafford and McVay love once they
Picking
once
one
they pick a
receiver.
receiver
Yep.
as their number 1, they go, okay, you can lead the entire league in
Yep.
every statistical category.
Yep, and they just utilize them the entire time.
Yep.
Puka, also, I've seen so many videos. I've heard a lot of things about how he's training unbelievably hard in offseason with Cooper Kupp. I think he's going to come back really, really strong this year.
He's also started a streaming and YouTube career.
Love
Did
that.
he actually?
Yeah.
That's
It might
pretty
hurt
lit.
him, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I
lit.
don't know.
But Puka, number
LA for
6.
you.
Yeah.
Number 5, I think this is my first Detroit player, but Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra.
Actually, no, because I had Jameer Gibbs. But
that.
Amon-Ra, I
And
mean,
Laporta.
yeah, that is true, and Laporta. but whatever.
And
I mean,
Goff. Well, actually, every list.
I've had one on every
I
list.
definitely did not have Goff. But I mean, Amon-Ra ended wide receiver 5. I have him at wide receiver 5. I
Stand
think.
put.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really that crazy to say. Number 4, Jamar Chase.
Wow.
He is super, super explosive. I mean, he's got famous because he's explosive. He has Joe Burrow, who
Yeah, that's why he got famous. He's just-
pause, rinse, repeat. But yeah, Joe Burrow, top 10 quarterback, and Jamar Chase, top 5 receiver. So good combo to have. Number 3, Justin Jefferson,
Wow.
Jay Jettas. The only reason that I think he's not higher is because of Sam Darnold. But
Agreed. If you had anyone else, you'd be God.
well, I mean, yeah. But again, I think he is similar to Devontae Adams, except he's younger, and the fact that he's somewhat quarterback proof. I think he's going to improve that this
100%.
year,
He did it last year.
and he's going to continue that trend.
Mike and Ryan are agreeing on a lot of these. I don't know
Number
what's going
2,
on.
CD Lamb. CD Lamb, I have. I mean, he ended wide receiver 1. He's unbelievable.
Yep.
But here's a fun stat that I found is that the leading receiver in red zone targets has, in the past 12 years, never finished in the top 6 wide receivers the following season. So that's why I have him at number 2.
Kind of a cool stat.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool stat, something to
sense.
note. But I have him at 2. And then number 1, similar to Patrick Mahomes, the best until proven otherwise, and Travis Kelce, actually. Best until proven otherwise, Cheetah, Tyreek Hill.
Who was once a chief.
Who was once a chief, funny enough. So there you go.
You think that team had a little talent on it?
Yeah.
Just a tad. Just a tad.
Good. QB1, tight end 1,
They could
receiver
have won
1.
so many
Yeah,
more Super Bowls if Tyreek said.
insane.
Oh, wait.
I mean, they're still winning.
still
They're still winning. Yeah.
But all right, goodbye. Thank you for visiting Logic Land.
Yeah, we're out of Logic Land now.
Yep.
Mike, I think that was
That was the most
a
logical
pretty
land I've ever been in.
uncontroversial list.
Hey, thank you.
I don't think he.
I liked
he's not
everything.
very opinionated on wide receivers. That was
No,
pretty,
that's not
I
true.
like that.
Pretty chalk. Your biggest mix-up, I guess, Jamar Chase not being in the top 3 was one
Yeah,
of the biggest,
that is
biggest
definitely-
surprises there.
Wait to see my list.
Mario,
He's also unhappy, so you have to play the mental factor of he's not getting that
He's not
contract.
very happy.
we'll see if he gets paid.
That's true.
We'll see if he
That's
gets
true.
paid.
He
He
may.
might be very happy going into next season.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
we don't know.
That's a good point.
Mario,
All right. Starting off this list. Number 12, honorable mention, Brian Thomas. Number 11, honorable mention, Malik Neighbors. Just had to throw that in there.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
does that have
Fair
anything to
enough.
do with LSU?
No,
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 no.
Completely
No,
unbiased.
of course not.
completely unbiased.
Yep.
Number
It's
10,
an NFL
kicking
episode.
off this list, Devontae Smith.
Wow.
I
This is
really
about
love
AJ.
Devontae Smith. I think this is the year that
He's
he
really good.
actually overtakes
He's so good at
AJ.
football.
AJ Brown. AJ Brown is more of kind of the explosive deep catch,
D-Hop part 2.
flare play. Devontae Smith is just consistent catch. I think that's going to translate a little more as Jalen Hurts struggles. He's going to need to find some rhythm, and throwing up jump balls isn't going to do it. Devontae Smith is that guy. Number 9, Devontae Adams, another Devontae.
Hey.
Same spot as Mike.
Yeah, same spot
Hey,
as Mike.
Adams.
Not much to say, just consistent. He's one of the best to ever do it, so I had to throw him in here. Number 8, Cooper Kupp.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know a bunch of people love Puka over Cooper Kupp. Cooper was a little banged up last year. He was kind of like fighting through injuries. I know.
And the year before that.
Okay.
He had injuries the year before that.
And what happened the year before that?
I
I mean, we can
Unbelievable 3 years
We
ago.
can pick some years. you know?
Unbelievable 3 years
You
ago.
pick your years, I'll pick my
All right,
years.
fair enough.
Three,
Fair enough.
3 seasons ago, Cooper Kupp was, top 2 receiver
yeah.
in the game. But
Yes.
yeah, I am
Number
surprised.
one.
This is the hottest take we've heard yet. So
Yeah. No,
like
I
it.
think this is a bounce back year for Cooper Kupp.
Go Rams.
He's still, we can't forget, he has that rapport and that chemistry with Matthew Stafford. That doesn't go away.
100%.
And they're going to throw the ball a ton of times. It's pretty typical of receivers, especially like rookie receivers, to kind of take a little bit of a sophomore slump. So when that happens, Stafford's going to go to who he trusts.
just want to point something out. We made a big deal in the running back episode about the discrepancy between ADP 2 for Bijan and then you guys saying he was around 12-ish. This Cooper Kupp at 8, I think you had him,
Yep.
is bigger than that actually. Cooper
24.
Kupp
Yeah,
at
20.
ADP 21
Oh,
Wow.
for running back for receivers. So 8 is a huge jump.
I love
so
it. Value.
So much value.
there's your
Comeback
hot take.
season.
There's
Comeback
your hot
season.
take
Let's
right
go.
there.
So
Comeback
much
season.
value. Number 7, I got Justin Jefferson. It's my boy from
Low
LSU. Just a tough because he's so talented, but I just don't believe in JJ McCarthy or Sam Darnold, so I couldn't put him too high because I don't think the ceiling's too high from this year. Number 6, this is going to be where I'm turning up the temperature even more now. I
Getting
got
hot.
Mike might agree with this. I got Garrett Wilson.
Oh,
I think if Rodgers
All
stays
right.
healthy, consistent production is, what I expect out of Garrett Wilson. And I think, he's super talented. Just give him one season to kind of like prove it with the top quarterback, and I think he could produce. Number 5, Stephon Diggs.
All right. I like that. No, I don't mind it. I was waiting for someone to do it because he finished like 7 last year or 8 last year, and everyone said he was the worst ever.
And he had literally one of his worst seasons last year.
And he finished 8th. And people can freak out.
And I think he's going to be playing with a slightly better quarterback.
He's not our wide receiver 1 on his team. That is the most. That is okay.
Who's
All right.
what? You
I like the
Nico
choice. I'll
over,
explain the choice later.
over Diggs?
It's not about who I like. It's about
It's
who
who
CJ
CJ
Stroud likes.
yeah.
His best
facts.
friend.
Mario likes
Receiver-
Diggs.
That's
We'll see how
Five
Mario's digging himself
Five
grave.
is nuts.
It's-
That's
We're clearly out of logic land.
That's crazy.
Mario,
tell you
stay
that.
hot. Stay hot.
Keep going. I like
Clearly out.
Yeah, stay hot.
That
Turn
is
up the
crazy.
temperature.
Okay, there's certain players when
Okay.
they come on a team.
I previously just made the statement
expect
the
more.
farthest discrepancy from
Mario
ADP
doubled
was
it.
Cooper Kupp. This has increased drastically. Wide receiver 5, Stephon Diggs on Mario's list.
Yep.
ADP, anyone want to guess?
23.
25.
Oh, wow.
20 spots ahead.
Have it, Dan.
That is...
Mario, your fantasy team might be the best fantasy team ever to be
No,
assembled.
I mean, like, when I get him in round 3 or 4, you guys...
with Cooper Kupp.
With
in round
Cooper-
three or
Yeah,
four.
shit. There,
Back to
there you
back.
go.
Back.
Yeah.
Value Town draft for Mario.
Number 4, Jamar Chase. I think it's... Don't ask me why. I just think this is going to be a really solid, strong year from Jamar Chase. Really, really strong year. Don't think he's going to be top 3 because I like these top 3 a little bit better, but I think really strong year from Jamar. It's just my LSU spidey senses. I just can feel it. Just waiting like 6 months, you're going to be like, oh, yeah. Everyone's going to be like, Jamar, that was a good call, Mario.
Okay.
Right at 4. Number 3, Amon-Ra.
Okay.
Just
All right.
this
I was
dude gets so
wondering how
much,
high you were
Little
going
bit
to
He's
higher,
just
but
a
so much volume.
perfect.
Like in a vacuum, he's not the best receiver,
Not even close.
but he just gets thrown the ball so much.
yeah.
You just have to put him in the top 3, in my opinion. And then number 2, CeeDee Lamb. I don't think he's going to be back-to-back wide receiver 1s. So I just
That's fair. It doesn't
so I
happen
just
ever.
bumped him down 1 spot. That's all it was. And then number 1, the most freak athlete, who literally anytime he touches the ball could take it to the house. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill.
That is so true.
All right, so consensus on the 1 front so
My
far.
dog.
First time we've been locked in on that. Tate,
That's my dog.
going to you next.
All right. All right, at number 10, I'm taking a little
Yes.
shot here on Marvin Harrison.
Ooh.
First mention of the rookie.
Yeah, why?
I mean, shout out Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Kyler Murray, it can play if he plays healthy this whole year. I mean, we saw what Trey
agree
McBride
with that.
did as basically his number 1 target. I think Marvin Harrison is a generational talent. I'm really excited to see him play. Number 10, love that spot.
I love that. He was actually my honorable mention 13. I just didn't say that.
Yeah.
I got a lot of
Mario has all the way down to 24. So
Oh, yeah.
I have so many honorable mentions coming. Don't even worry about it.
Devontae Adams at 9.
Wow. Everyone has had
Yeah.
Devontae exactly at 9.
He
my
just
dog.
he-
I kind of like that.
He has to be on the list. He's just too good.
tight.
Number 8, AJ Brown. Hate it, but he's at 8. Number
good.
7,
Rams.
Chris Olave.
Oh my! Is this just Ohio State?
Okay, I don't
I'm about to
mind that.
explode.
I don't
Yes.
mind that.
He's going to
Because
6.
He's actually
Garrett
unbelievable
Wilson.
talented.
I actually
He
don't
literally
mind
will.
that. He's so good.
Might have to take this. No. no. I mean,
No, Olave's a dog.
Blur that out. Blur that out.
no. I mean,
You don't like Olave? What did he finish last year?
he's good, but he can't ever play. So,
Well, if he played, obviously we're doing. That's like Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say he's gonna get injured.
but he also just he's not a
Olave
top.
last year was 19.
He's
I'm
not.
saying,
He's
yeah.
not. He's not a
Without
top 10
any-
guy.
But it's because you're
Really?
banking on
No,
that.
like you can look at guys and be like, oh, that's a top 10 like guy. He's not that guy.
Wow.
He's not
I
that guy.
remember
Tate
you being
thinks
very
he
bullish
is that
on
guy.
Olave.
No,
He's
last
not.
year
He's
I
gonna be
was.
that
You
guy.
were so
I had him in
bullish
my top
on.
10
I
last
still
year.
think
Yeah.
he's that guy. He just didn't play and was
You
talking
know,
about
he's,
Derek Carr.
he's going to be that guy. People hate on Derek Carr, but Derek Carr is sneaky good, actually.
No,
Oh, God.
no,
You're going to get
no,
Mario.
lost me.
You're going to get Mario on a
listen,
tangent. You got to keep going. Keep rolling. Keep
Just
rolling.
roll
But
to the next guy.
Who cares how many interceptions or missed throws it's
Oh,
about?
who
the
cares?
catches.
I mean, there's an entire people of supporters that care.
Who cares? This is fantasy football.
We're talking about fantasy
That's
football.
I mean,
Are
we
you
choked so many games in the
Are
Bucks.
you
got in
concerned
ahead
at
of us.
all about the Spencer Rattler effect for Chris
Might help.
Olave?
Spencer Rattler slangs that thing.
He actually-
might not be in the right direction, but he slangs it.
No.
that's
If
fine.
Spencer Rattler's in, it means we gave up on the season. We're just throwing every.
And
ball.
Olave's go boom, 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 boom.
That's why I had to put Alvin Kamara at honorable mention 11 on the running
Love
backs
it.
because I mean he's just going to be throwing the ball.
Fair enough.
You can hate it all you want. Love Chris Olave at number 7. All right. Number 6, we've got Garrett Wilson.
Holy,
same
are you
spot.
Ohio State?
I got
3 out of the top 10.
All right, Ohio State. Yeah, no, these guys are just too talented. I mean, Aaron Rodgers. We've seen him. He picks a target. They're gonna be electric.
5, you got to look at Noah Brown, right?
Jackson Smith and Jigba's
No,
for sure.
wait till you see where he has Terry McLaurin.
All right, number 5, we got Justin Jefferson. Just has to be top 5. He's too good of a talent.
Just has to be.
Jamar Chase at number 4, like Mario said, just 4.
Finally taking the
And then the rest of the 3 are just chalk. I have
So your top 4 is same as Mario.
CD.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly the same as Mario.
Tyreek
Amon-Ra,
1?
CD, Tyreek 1.
Wow,
Yo.
everyone's had
CD
top 2
and
the same,
Tyreek,
and
yeah.
then
Pretty
top
chalk.
4 in the same group. Wow, okay. Ryan,
That's about it.
let's hear it.
All right, honorable mention: Terry
God.
McLaurin, Jack Smith and Jigma, Noah Brown, Michael Thomas, Chris Olave, and Marvin Harrison, and Garrett Wilson.
Wow. Marvin
Honorable
Harrison
mention.
and
Honorable mention: Garrett Wilson, not inside my top 10.
That
I think if that team wants to win a Super Bowl, they need to run the ball. I don't think they need to throw the ball that much.
That team
All right.
of all those players. I'm just kidding. Just keep going.
Otherwise,
Ohio
my num-
State.
no, I meant the Jets.
All right.
Why I didn't have Garrett Wilson?
I made a terrible joke. Dude.
I was like, maybe I'm just retarded. All right, number 10, I have 2 ways here. If Ayuk's on the Niners, Ayuk. If Ayuk is not on the Niners, Debo. Either
Okay.
way, a Niners
wide receiver 1.
Niners wide receiver 1 is going to do very well. Brock Purdy
I like Ayuk.
Brock Purdy can throw the ball very well. I like either way. Someone needs to get the volume. If Ayuk's there, he's the wide receiver 1 clearly. If he's not there, Debo is going to have to pick up the load and do well, which he normally does. He'll come out of the running game. I think he receives well. He'll have to play a lot more. I like Debo at 10. Number 9. See, I didn't mind your Diggs take. I thought it was too high, but I didn't mind your Diggs take. If you choose just the Houston, who's going to be the Houston wide receiver 1, my choice is Nico Collins. So I have him at 9 because that's my choice for the Houston wide receiver 1.
I got Diggs.
Whoever finishes, there will be a Houston wide receiver 1 in the top 10. That just there has to happen.
there has to be.
So I'm choosing Nico Collins at 9. Sorry to get off the train. My 8's Devontae Adams. Not 9 like
he's
them.
not
I
9.
know he's not 9. I might have changed it. I didn't want to. I think he's better.
Should
than
have called it
people think.
audible there and just.
I just like it at 8. 8 feels right. I mean, you know what I mean?
No,
But
it does feel right.
Yeah.
Devontae
He is
Adams,
great.
I didn't like having him at 9.
Same.
I don't like it.
It's
but
dirty.
It just
It's
is.
dirty.
Yeah, yeah.
A 9's
It's a dirty
dirty.
9.
It needs to clean
Yeah,
it.
it
No,
is.
Clean 8.
Eggy
Yeah.
clean.
He's really talented, and he's getting the ball thrown by Gardner Minshew, a much more experienced cornerback that's going to be a lot better. He had nothing last year. I just think that he was so frustrated last year. This year, fresh year, I think it'll be a lot better. Especially that team has a lot of momentum. They have a lot of. They love their coach.
Good defense.
A lot of good defense.
Momentum.
I thought Aiden O'Connell was leading the quarterback room.
I mean, Gardner Minshew's going to start. I mean, everyone. You've probably said that.
I read an
Tate
article.
says that every single week.
Say
Gardner Minshew- it's his thing. Gardner Minshew's going to start. At number 7, I have Jamar Chase. I just think that.
Oh, lower than.
7.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
Holy shit.
I
So
like it.
personally
Picasso.
speaking, I think Jamar Chase is unbelievably. If we're talking about in a vacuum, holy shit, Jamar Chase is so talented. I think he's so talented also on the Bengals. When T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd are playing on the same team, 100% Tyler Boyd's gone. I don't know about T. Higgins. I'm assuming he's not going to be there. Jamar Chase now double covered without having to worry about T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd. I think will hurt his receiving
Value.
game a lot. And also, we haven't seen it in a while. Like Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase haven't got that 1-2 for 15 games in 2.5 years. So I just think that we have a lot to see yet. We're assuming from the past. I have to see it first when I put people this high. But he's an unbelievable talent. If he finishes 3 or 4, I'm not blown away if Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase go back to a normal form. But without T and Tyler, it'll be hard in my opinion. Number 6, I have AJ Brown. Just an unbelievable specimen of a human being. Like those Ole Miss boys, they just are built.
No, I mean,
different.
you look at the specs. Up and
No,
down,
the
it's
specs
just-
of that guy are unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Throw, like you were saying, throw him on the ball. He does the work. I think their team will only get better. I think he finished 5 last year. I think their team did terrible in the last half of the year, and he finished 5. I see him finishing on the same spot, maybe a little better.
7.
7. I just think that he's going to do the exact same around there. Very good. Number 5, the Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Come on.
Nothing here. I mean, the guy's just the 8-yard god. I mean, I'm not even messing with you. His
He's
8-yard play.
The new slant boy.
It's just he's
Michael
the Michael
Thomas
Thomas
out the
2.0.
league. Yeah.
Like he's so good. His route running's unbelievable. He gets open on every 8-yard play, and the Lions just hate the idea of running the ball and love throwing the ball. So
Yeah.
Amon-Ra is going to be up there for sure, no matter what. And number 4, I have Puka. I'm
Whoa.
very bullish on not just Puka,
My
everything
boy.
about the Rams this year. I think their offense is going to be crazy. I think their defense got a lot better. I think as a team they're going to be better. I think Matthew Stafford found his boy, and Puka is unbelievable. Like just unbelievable.
so good.
And these rookies
Kid can play.
aren't wrong. Like they don't have that 1 year lately, like this new generation, and are bad. Like Jefferson, Jamar Chase, they're just good. Amon-Ra, he's going to be good. It's not just going to be a drop off, in my opinion. These rookies are too good. So my number 3, Justin Jefferson. In my opinion, when he's not getting the quarterback, he's one of, if not the best wide receiver in the league. I think he's a very unfortunate situation, but last year he had plenty of games where he played with Mullins and Dobbs or whoever the hell he's playing with and was putting up numbers fine.
Hey, don't talk shit on Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, don't sleep on
Come
Josh
on now.
Dobbs.
I mean, he's not good.
No, he's
but-
a dog.
He's a dog. Good
He's
heart.
a dog.
Good guy, but like just not good.
Yeah.
So I think Justin Jefferson definitely like he's so talented. I think he's quarterback proof. I would have him at 1, but because of the quarterback, I think he's 3. So that's why I got it. Number 2, changing up that list. Everyone, it's Tyreek Hill. I love CeeDee Lamb a lot. That's why I have him 1 and 2. I don't think Tua will have as good as years he did last year. I'm not big on Tua. I think he just had. I think everyone in the league had a bad
huge.
year,
I'm
and
huge
Tua
on
had a really
Tua.
good year. Also, I don't know if you guys saw last
QB3
year.
on my list.
Tyreek Hill. Say that again for the people one more time. I don't want to argue.
QB3.
QB3.
If you haven't seen the quarterback
Go watch
episode,
it.
you have to watch it. He actually has Tua as QB3.
Over
So
Josh-
QB3
over Josh Allen.
when Ryan says he's not big on Tua, Mario's heart skipped a beat.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, wait."
Almost stopped.
No, he
Yeah.
almost threw up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have Tyreek at 2. I don't know. I watched a lot of games with Tyreek Hill. I know he's getting to age 30, 31 now. He was hobbling off on a lot of games last year. I would say
hurt.
like 5 to 6 games he was hobbling off the field trying to get back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's not a huge problem, but for me, CeeDee Lamb is going to play every single game like he's done every single year, and he's just if he stays on the Cowboys, Dak is obsessed with him. They win when they throw to him like crazy. I just think that he's an unbelievable talent, and it's not going to stop. I know it's hard to go back-to-back wide receiver 1. It's like this neck and neck. My choice is just CeeDee.
Does my
But-
stat not scare you off?
No,
That
because
was an interesting stat.
because
That
I
was an interesting
because he
stat,
can go,
right? Come
Because if
on.
he had 10 touchdowns, he can go to 6 and still have what he had like 1,800 yards, whatever the breaking record yards wise. So we'll see.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, here we go. Number 10.
Rip it.
I love Tate's alpha here. It's Marvin Harrison Jr.
Come on!
I am obsessed with Marvin Harrison Jr.
He's so good.
It hurt me to not put him higher on this list.
No, I mean,
I
when you're
legitimate-
talking specimens.
I
mean, this
legit-
dude,
I mean, this guy's man. alive.
6'4",
actually-
4'3".
Straight out of a lab.
I'm
Yeah.
dead serious. I believe
Julio Jones
currently, right now, he's in the top 3 or 4 pure wide receivers
Yeah.
in the NFL.
Just like
From
ability.
from a route running
Physical
standpoint,
ability.
catching. I'm just like in a vacuum. I am obsessed with him. I've watched so much Marvin Harrison Jr. I am so sold.
He's a freak.
So 10 is his floor,
He's
in
an
my
alien.
opinion.
Wow.
It is his floor. I couldn't put him higher because there's a couple people I have to mention. I want to talk about those people. But Marvin Harrison Jr.
Love it.
He's getting 100% of these targets.
Yeah.
They got rid of Hollywood Brown. Kyler's back. This
got nothing
is an all-in season
Yeah.
for Marvin Harrison Jr.
Nothing to lose.
Number 9 is Justin Jefferson.
Proving ground.
And I was very close to not putting him in the top 10, but I
Wow.
wanted to talk
That
about
doesn't
him.
say-
Wait,
that
just say
would
that
be
one more
insane.
time for
Number
me.
9.
Number 9 is Justin Jefferson.
Louder.
Wow.
Number 9 is Justin Jefferson.
Wow.
One more
And I
time.
wanted to not have him in the top 10, but I wanted to talk about him, so I
Never
put him at 9.
finished out there.
This is Justin Jefferson's ceiling. 9 is his ceiling. As to where 10 is the floor, Marvin Harrison, 9 is his ceiling. Justin Jefferson is also, with Marvin Harrison Jr., in that group of the 4 most talented pure wide receivers in the NFL. Without a doubt. He might be 1 or 2. I still think Devontae's probably 1 in my opinion, but he's up there. I think he's 2. He's going to have Sam Darnold or J.J. McCarthy throwing him the ball the entire season.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
No,
Yeah,
I
that's rough.
I want to just slow down and say that again. He is going to have Sam Darnold or J.J. McCarthy throwing him the ball the entire
You
season.
know, Sam's not as bad as you
He
think.
is fucking cooked, dude. He is fucking cooked for fantasy. I mean, I'm sorry. I love his talent. I picked him 1 overall.
I mean,
like how
come
he goes,
on.
I
Hold
love-
on.
His talent.
No, I do. I'm obsessed with. I picked him 1 overall in
yeah, I
fantasy
know,
last year
yeah.
for a reason. I was very, very sad to see what they did with the Vikings. I think the Vikings made the worst possible decision by getting rid of Kirk Cousins to go draft J.J. McCarthy in the top 10, 11.
We could be wrong about J.J. McCarthy. Just
I'm not. There's a 0% chance I believe I'm wrong on that.
Yeah.
And obviously anything could happen. He could be MVP. He could be
no,
Brock.
no,
Purdy.
obviously not.
Who knows?
But he could be good enough to
That
be
is-
Justin
No,
Jefferson. so.
no. I watched. They had this motherfucker throwing 8 passes in a game against Penn State, 0 in the second half for Michigan.
Yeah.
He is not going to go into the league.
No,
and-
Jefferson, 8
not
for
against
I
these
five.
agree.
defenders.
I agree with Tyler.
No, I'm just so.
Tua will finish QB3 before
Yeah, and
J.J.
so
McCarthy.
when you're talking, they
That's
had
a good team.
they had Nick Mullins and Josh Dobbs throwing the ball last year. They were actually throwing the ball. They were going downfield. These players do not have that in the arsenal.
I think they do.
They don't. They do not. They're
I don't think
not
JJ
good.
McCarthy
They ain't got the
my God.
facilities.
So
for
this
that.
is
can't handle
this
this.
is too much talent to not take in the top 10. So you're gonna draft him top 10. This is his ceiling at 9. It's I mean
The
he
comment
got
section.
he got f***ed. This isn't a him problem. And one thing I do want to note: last year Jordan Addison finished as wide receiver 21. Justin Jefferson, who only played 10 games, granted Jordan Addison played 16, finished as wide receiver 28. So Jordan Addison did have a better fantasy season, not average points per game.
Oh, that's
but
so
just
sad.
Jordan Addison is there. They did draft him high. They are going to incorporate him, especially as Jefferson, continues. He's getting a little older.
Yeah.
He did just get hurt. They're not going to use him as much. So he's on his second deal. They already paid him. They want to protect their investment for the next 5 years. They don't want to go crazy first year with a rookie quarterback. They're looking at year 3 or 4 as like
Choke
if
it
JJ
out.
McCarthy works out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think they run him into the ground. I don't think the quarterback situation's right. 8 is Devontae Adams. It feels good to have him in 8.
It
Clean eight,
feels
clean
comfortable.
99988.
Feels good to have him in 8. I like him. He is the best overall wide receiver in the league, in my opinion. Like just pure wide receiver. You got to have Tyreek as like the speedster or whatever, but Devontae Adams is perfect.
Yeah.
And he's also kind of fucked in the quarterback situation, but Brock Bowers helps
He's
a
quarterback-proof.
lot, I think, for that. 7's Puka, wide receiver 5 last year. Obviously a bit of a gamble. We don't know what's going to happen into week 2. Like Mario has Cooper Kupp up there. A lot of people are low in Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp still not that old. No. So he could, have a bounce back if he's healthy. Who knows? I like Puka at 7. AJ Brown 6. Not much to add. He was 8 last year. I could see him in that 5 to 9 range or whatever. He was 7 last year. Garrett Wilson 5. I love Garrett Wilson. I legitimately think he has an opportunity to be wide receiver 1 this year. A very, very, very real chance. If Rodgers is fully healthy and slinging that thing,
He has the talent for it.
I think he's
For sure.
unbelievably talented.
For sure.
He's young. He's fast. We've seen Rodgers receivers just go ballistic when Rodgers is healthy.
Devontae Adams.
Yeah, and then Garrett Wilson is just the perfect, replacement for that. So
Two different people.
I could see. I have him at 5.
Okay, yeah, but
Have him at 5, but I think the upside. His ceiling is 1, in my opinion. I think he's one of the few guys on this list who can actually get 1 that's below that 4 number. 4, I have Amon-Ra. He was wide receiver 3 last year. They love throwing this fucker the ball. They love it. It's like
They
crack
really
for
do.
them.
They really
They
do.
actually
I
love
mean,
it.
Goff's gonna need Tommy John.
Amon-Ra
at
at
the end
4.
of the season.
Yeah. And then top 3 are pretty chalk with the ADP as well. So I have Jamar Chase at 3. I think Burrow healthy for a year. He's shown he can perform for an entire season if he stays healthy. I'm going to bet on that. And then, like most of the rest everyone had, CD at 2. He's fantastic. He was wide receiver 1 last year. Don't think there's like a regression much, so I think it's 1 and 2 are pretty chalk. And Tyreek's 1. He was wide receiver 2 last year. Lost by 10 points, but he played 1 less game than CD. So, points per game, he was actually the highest. But I love Tariq as the true fantasy wide receiver 1. He's a game breaker. He's the best in the game. So that is it for my
I
list.
love that.
Chalk it
I
up.
feel like that was our least controversial
Yeah, I mean,
ranking.
there was a couple. There was a couple.
Wide
flyers
receivers,
down low,
the top
but
7
That's
pretty
true,
much
that's
everyone had the same names.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's a couple mix-ups, but I mean,
Cooper Kupp was the last.
it is pretty chalk when you get towards the top of the wide receiver list.
Yeah, Diggs
I mean,
at 5.
like
That's
4,
gotta be the winner.
4.
Diggs
Top
at 5. Mario had the most spice
That
in
was
that. And
wild.
I guess Jamar Chase at 9 might be
I told you I was
but-
turning up the heat.
Yeah, but I like how all 1 and 2s were chalk.
I like how
What
everybody
everyone-
had Devontae in their list.
At
made
the
me happy.
8 or 9
Yeah,
spot.
that made me
9.
happy
It's
because
a
like
very,
he
very
has
good
to be
spot
in
for
it.
Yeah.
But he's
And
not gonna be.
most of our top 4s were the same people too.
Yeah.
Exactly. No,
Just
wide
mixed
receiver. I think
orders.
wide receivers are pretty flushed out this year. Running backs are going to get spicy.
Yeah.
There's a reason that
That's
all
gonna
those
be
lists
fun.
were f***ing crazy.
That's gonna
But
be
the
fun.
receivers are pretty chalk. But that wraps it up, boys. That's the last of our fantasy rankings.
And now it's time.
There we have. Clap it up.
Fun series.
We're getting into fantasy season. Our next episode will be a full mock draft special.
I'm ready for it.
We're doing the full fantasy mock draft special. So Tate, tell the people, besides the fact that if you didn't watch all the other episodes in the series, go watch all those episodes. But once you're done with those, Tate, tell the people
Very
what they should go
demanding.
do.
Well, first of all, go down in the comments. Leave us a comment of your top 10 wide receivers.
Let us know. Do you
Top
have Tyreek
6.
Tyreek 1, CD 2?
Is
know.
Stephon Diggs top 5?
What are your hot
Jamar
takes?
Chase top 10.
What are your hot takes? Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, turn the notification bell on. We'll see you guys next week.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Mock draft special.
Woo! It's fantasy time, baby.